Here is your full, long, emotional story written in smooth paragraphs without headings, crafted for 40-minute YouTube narration, with a strong hook, deep emotions, character development, challenges, and a powerful ending. If you want image prompts, SEO package, or shorts captions, just tell me. I saved this seat for you, said the lonely wheelchair girl to the single dad CEO at the cafe, and that one sentence changed everything he thought he knew about life, love, and what it means to truly show up for someone. If you're watching this right now, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because what happens next will touch your heart in ways you never expected. Ethan Cole, a 38-year-old single dad and one of the youngest CEOs in the tech world, rushed into the small lakeside cafe like a storm blowing through a quiet room. He had just come from a morning full of board meetings, investors breathing down his neck, and a dozen decisions waiting on his signature. His shirt was crisp, tight, perfectly knotted, but his eyes were heavy, tired from life, tired from loss, tired from pretending he was always okay. His daughter, Emma, had been asking him the same question for weeks now. "Daddy, when will you smile for real again?" And he hated that he didn't know the answer. He stepped in line and checked his watch again, impatient, his mind running through spreadsheets and deadlines. That's when he saw her, near the window, a girl in a wheelchair, maybe 12 or 13, with dark hair tied in a messy ponytail, staring out at the lake with the kind of longing that made him pause. She looked like someone waiting for something, or someone. Her wheelchair tray had stickers on it, stars, clouds, a tiny paper saying, "Be kind." And then something odd happened. She turned suddenly, locking eyes with him as if she had been expecting exactly him. Before he could look away, she waved. Not a shy wave, not a polite wave, a hopeful wave, as if she recognized him from a lifetime he didn't remember. Ethan blinked, puzzled, and looked behind him. No one. He pointed to himself, confused. She smiled brighter and nodded. He had no idea what was going on, but something he couldn't explain, made him walk toward her. When he reached her table, she looked up at him with warm eyes and said the words that left him frozen. "I saved this seat for you." Ethan's throat tightened. "For me. But we've never met." "Maybe not here," she said softly, tapping her chest, "but I know you." He felt something inside him shift, the way emotions sometimes do when they catch you off guard. He pulled out the chair across from her, sat down slowly, and for the first time that day, he stopped checking his watch. The girl introduced herself as Lily. She was brave, bright, and full of a curiosity that didn't match the sadness hiding under her smile. Over warm cocoa and a blueberry muffin she insisted he try. She asked him questions no one usually asked. "Are you lonely? Does work make you forget to breathe? Do you miss someone?" Ethan tried to dodge the questions with polite smiles, but her eyes were too wise, too gentle, too knowing. Eventually, he sighed. "I lost my wife 3 years ago. My daughter, she's all I have. But some days, it feels like I'm failing at everything." Lily nodded slowly, her fingers tightening slightly on her wheelchair armrest. "I know that feeling. Losing things you don't know how to replace. Waiting for people who might not come back." He felt the weight behind her words. "Are you waiting for someone?" She looked out the window again, her voice barely above a whisper. "My mom. She drops me off here when she goes to work. She says she'll be back in 2 hours, but today, she's late again. She's been late a lot." A shadow crossed her face, the kind children shouldn't carry. Ethan felt a protective ache in his chest. Something about her innocence, her loneliness, her quiet strength, it pulled at him. He stayed with her. He didn't know why, but he stayed. They talked about her love for books, his daughter's obsession with painting, her dream of seeing the lake from the hilltop but never being able to because of her wheelchair. The minutes passed gently, like soft rain calming a storm. 2 hours turned into 3. 3 into 4. Still no sign of Lily's mother. Ethan tried calling the cafe staff, but they had no emergency contact. He asked Lily gently if this had happened before. "Sometimes," she whispered, her voice trembling. "My mom tries her best. She works 3 jobs. She gets tired. I don't blame her. I just get scared sometimes." Ethan's heart cracked. The girl who had saved a seat for him had been the one left waiting her whole life. He called Emma's school and told them he'd pick her up late. Then he stayed. He stayed until the sky turned orange, then purple, then navy blue. When Emma finally arrived after school, as curious and bright as her father once was, she instantly warmed to Lily. The three of them sat together, sharing fries, laughing at silly jokes, the cafe turning into their own small world. For the first time since his wife's death, Ethan felt something he had forgotten existed. Peace, lightness, a new beginning. But the moment didn't last long. A woman burst through the door, exhausted, hair messy, eyes red, Lily's mother. She rushed toward them, apologizing through tears, explaining how her boss had made her work overtime and her phone had died. She hugged Lily, promising it would never happen again. But Ethan had seen enough to know, this wasn't the first time. And it wouldn't be the last. So he did something that surprised even himself. He stood up, looked the mother in the eyes, and said, "Let me help you. Let me help Lily. I can arrange transportation for her. I can hire a caregiver. Or, if you're okay with it, she can spend time with my daughter after school." They seemed to really connect. Lily's mother stared at him, with fear, relief, guilt, hope, all swirling together. Why would you do that? Ethan glanced at Lily, then at his daughter holding her hand. "Because someone once helped me when I was carrying more than I could handle. And because your daughter saved a seat for me today, when she didn't even know I needed one." Tears welled in the woman's eyes. She nodded. Over the next weeks, something beautiful grew. Lily became part of their lives, movie nights, lakeside picnics, art projects with Emma. Ethan pushed her wheelchair up that hilltop by the lake she had always dreamed of. She cried when she saw the view. He did too. His heart, once heavy, began to heal. And one evening, while the sun painted the sky gold, Lily looked at him with that same wise smile she had the first day.